international educator.
Welcome, students, for our lesson today. Our lesson today is for Form 3 Physics. The topic we are going to cover today is linear motion. The subtopic is motion graph. Our objective today is you should be able to identify the types of the graphs that represents the motion. You should be able to describe motions represented by different graphs, and you should be able to solve numerical problems that is from the graph. Motion graphs or various motions can be represented in a graph. And these graphs are called motion graphs. They represent the variation between displacement, speed, and time. There are two major types of motion graphs. One of them is called displacement time graph. What do you think it is used for? I've mentioned displacement and time. In that graph, we are going to be able to compare the rate at which displacement or distance is changing with the change in time. The other type of motion graph that we are going to look into today is called velocity time graph. As I've mentioned there are two parameters. One of them is velocity and the other one is time. So when we compare the variation between time and velocity of an object, we represent that graph and we call it velocity time graph. How would a graph of an object be or represented in a situation where an object like this is at rest and time is going? Let's say after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. Where is the object? It is still at the same position. We are going to see how to plot that. Then, how would you represent an object that is changing position? For example, we can have this object and we roll it. It is changing position, and as it changes position, we time using a timer. Then we can represent that. So after every steps of motion or a certain distance, we record the time. Then we can be able to do the following activity. What you need, I want you to help me do this activity. What you need is a tin of a uniform cross-section or a toy car, for example. You need a timer, like maybe a digital watch. Do you have one? Or you can use your phone, the timer in your phone. Now, you need a table or a runaway, something like a board with some distance in itself. Then you need a graph paper. So what you need to do, rest the tin on the table and start your timer. After 4 seconds, you record the 4 seconds versus the distance moved. I believe it is 0. Now push the tin or the toy car on an inclined meter rule along the edge of the table from a given distance, starting with 10 centimeters from the bottom. So 10 centimeters from the bottom, and let it roll down. Then change the same position to 20 and let it roll down. Change again to 30 and let it roll down. Then you note each time, you note the time for each roll, and you record in the table